Welcome to Anno Mods Tutorials. My name is Hugo and I've been a 3D artist for more than 15 years, and my passion has always been into creating buildings for games such as Anno, Age of Empires, Civilization, and I'm hoping to bring my knowledge of 3D art to the Anno modding community and help along the way, share some tutorials and tips and tricks. And today we're going to have a look at setting up the whole Blender import pipeline of importing Anno 117 game assets into Blender, see how they're set up. We can modify them, we can use them as base for new buildings. So that's what we're going to get into today. First of all, just want to show a couple of renders that I did from the assets in the game that I imported into Blender. So this was re-rendered with AI with Nano Banana, but the game assets were in Blender. And today we're going to go step by step, go through the whole process of setting that up, because all the tutorials that are on the GitHub are great, but some of them are not up to date. I've been following the Anno Mod community Discord very closely over the past 2 months, and I've managed to find a way to really successfully import every building in the game. And it's a case of having the right version of Blender, having the right version of the Blender add-on, and this is what we're going to go through step by step today. First of all, I want to go through the GitHub page for the Blender add-on tutorial, which is really detailed and will contain everything that you need to download and follow. But there are a couple of things that are wrong and outdated. For example, this specific link does not send you to the right version of the add-on that we need for Anno 117. I've got a special link for that I found on the Discord from a couple of guys that are really involved with updating the add-on for Anno 117, talking to the guys who originally created it. So this is what I'm going to show today. Hope you can follow along, and welcome to this journey. The first important thing is going to be getting the right versions of each software and plugin. So this is a list of everything we're gonna need to download. So we'll go through it one by one, and I will show you exactly how to do it. For this, we're going to start with Blender. So the version we need to install of Blender is Blender 4.2. I believe 4.5 is working as well, but this is the version that has been the most stable for me in terms of the compatibility with the plugin. So this is the one that we're gonna get. So if you just type Blender 4.2 on Google, just download the version for your system. I think I just downloaded this one, installer. So we're going to add Blender here, and then we're going to go through the Blender installation, which is really easy. I've already gone through this, but we can go through it together. So Blender is downloaded. All you have to do is go through this. I've already installed it, so I will cancel this. But I haven't installed any of the other ones, so we'll go through them one by one. The next step is going to be downloading the Anno Blender add-on. So for this, we have a very specific link that we need to copy and paste to download this. So this will download the whole repository of the Blender Anno add-on. And once this is done, I'll just bring it here. What we're going to need to do is extract this. So I've got WinRAR. I'll just extract this. Then we're going to take this folder and add it to zip. So add to archive. I'm using WinRAR here, but make sure it is zip, and you just name it like this. And I'm going to take this. I'm just going to paste it here so it's very clear. Just delete those. The next thing we need to do is download FileDBReader. So I'm just going to provide you all of those links. They are in the GitHub tutorials, but I'm going to make a list of exactly every link direct to download. So we're going to go to release, and here we are going to download this one. put it here. Next up, we're going to download a couple of plugins. One that is called AnnoFCConverter. So just gonna download this one. Once again, I will put all the links in the description. Okay, the next one we need is going to be called Texconv'eter, which is going to help Blender convert the textures from the game assets into files that we can see and use. You're gonna grab the Texconv.exe, save it here, and lastly we need one that is called RDM4. Okay, so we will go to releases and then we will download the latest version. And then the one we need, Windows, and then we have all the tools that we need here. Now lastly, what we're going to need to do is probably the most crucial part of modding Anno, is getting all the data from the game. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to download a software that is called RDA Explorer. And this will allow us to go through and download all the assets from the game itself. So this is the page. Again, going to release, and we will download this version. Okay, so now we're going to go through every single tool that we have and extract them, install them, and most importantly, we're going to go through the RDA Explorer and extract the assets from the game. So first of all, let's just extract here, and the important file is this one. So now we can delete this, can extract RDM4. We are going to extract here to this and delete this. So now we have RDA Explorer here, and we're going to open the RDA Explorer GUI to extract the buildings that we need. So here we go. So I've just finished installing the game, and we are going to look for the files together. So we're clicking on File, Open. Okay, so by default the game is under Program Files 86, Ubisoft Game Launcher, Games, and Anno Packs from Anno. So the folder we need is the main data folder. And here you've got everything, every asset from the game. So ideally you would go and download and extract every single one of these, maybe apart from video, just to make sure you got everything. But we are going to start taking the graphics Roman RDA, open that. It's going to take a moment to extract it. And now that it's finished, you can open this up and you can see that you've got all the Roman buildings here. You've got the public buildings, etc. So what we're going to do, we're going to right click on data and we're going to click extract. Then we're going to make a folder here. Let's call it Anno Buildings. Let's just do it like this. Click OK. And this will now extract all of these folders and files into that specific folder. So let's go ahead and wait for it to finish. Okay, now that everything is extracted, we have to go through every single one and extract them all. You will see in this tutorial that I have just extracted the Roman one, and this will cause issues when we go into importing our buildings into Blender. I will leave this in because you will see what happens if you don't extract everything, but make sure to extract everything. So now you can see in Anno Buildings, I've got my data folder, base, graphics, and we've got all the buildings here. So now we're going to jump into Blender, set up the Blender add-on, and import our first building. So we'll go ahead and open Blender, and as you can see, I've got version 4.2.16. Now, I am not an expert in Blender at all. I use it simply as a transitional tool to usually import some assets in here and export them in Maya, which is the software I am most familiar with and I use for everything. But I will try to show you what I know with Blender in this workflow, but this is not professional Blender tutorial. and I am sure that you can find a lot of them on YouTube. And I'm not here to teach you Blender at all. I have set it up in a way that I can use it the same way I use Maya, so I'm not going to go through any shortcuts or anything, but I will go ahead and show you a couple of tips on what I believe is useful in our case. So first of all, you get this, you just click and you are welcome with the famous Blender cube and a camera. First thing, just select all, delete. Easy. Now, the things we want to do is go into the plugins and load everything up. So we'll go to Edit, then Preferences, and in Preferences we're going to Add-on. There we're going to go to that little arrow and click on Install from Disk. From here we are going to go into our folder where we got everything and just import this zip file that we made earlier, and this will correctly install our plugin. So if you see this, then that means that you've done it successfully. I have done it many times where it gave me an error here, and it was because of the way I packaged this one when in the wrong way. So just make sure that you do it exactly the same way I did it. So here you can see this is a version of 4.0.0, and now what we're going to do is we have to fill in all these paths to link to the correct things. So first of all, we're going to find the data folder, and this is important as you do not want to take this data folder. You want to go one folder up and check this one. This is really important, and this caught me a couple of times where I was directly using the data folder here and this was not working. So very important, delete this. You need the folder that is above the one that contains the data folder. So just like this. Then we're going to create a bookmark for where the softwares are, like this. I can come back to it every time. So next we want the RDM4. So we're going here and selecting this one. Then we need the text converter, which is here, select, then the AnnoFCConverter here, and lastly the FileDBReader here. I will post a screenshot of this. You can actually take this, but this is how it needs to be set up for it to work perfectly. Then you can just leave all of this by default. I haven't touched this. Okay, so next thing we need to do is enable a plugin that used to come with Blender, but that you have to get manually now. So we need to go into Get Extensions, Allow Online Access, and we're going to look for the INT Landscape plugin. And we're just going to install that. It's going to go through it, and now it should be available here. So you need to make sure this is activated and this is activated. So this concludes the whole setup for the plugin. So now what we're going to do is import our first building. So if you go to File, Import, now you've got Anno CFG. So now this is where we're going to look for our building, and let's pick a building that has caused issues to other people, which is the forum. So we're going to public, then forum, and then we're going to select this one. Now it takes quite a while to import, so just be patient, but let's click it and we'll see. See, I'm moving my mouse, it's not doing anything because it's just converting it. And then once it's converted, we'll have a bunch of things here, and I will show you how to really show the building, because a lot of things are coming that are hiding the building, and you might wonder, why does it not have the textures? Why does it look like this? Why is there just a cube? So I will go through it and just show you how to reveal the building. Here we go. Right, so the way I'm rotating is the way it's done in Maya, so with Alt and left click. If I do Alt and right click, I zoom in, and Alt and middle mouse I drag, but this is not the Blender way. So the way I have it set up is in the preferences, key map, industry compatible. By default it's on Blender, and I have to admit I have no idea how to navigate the viewport in this way. So I put it in industry compatible, and it gives me the same shortcuts and navigation controls that I am used to. So first of all, when you open a new building, it comes with a lot of these things, which I don't know what they are, but what we are interested in is this main file here. So first of all, you will see what are all these things, this dotted line. So these are bones which are connected to the master bone. Basically tells the game engine where the central, the main control of the building is, and then every little prop is connected to a bone. This is a more advanced tutorial that I am not covering here, and I am not familiar with yet, but I will just show you how to display this building nicely. So first of all, we want to get rid of all this mess. So we're going to click on this little button, it says show overlay, and boom, we are left with nothing but the geometry. Now, where are the textures? So you can come here, and here is called viewport shading. Click on that, and this will make all the textures appear. So they just take a little while to load. Just have to wait a little bit. It's going through all of them, taking its time. Here we go. So now we've got the beautiful forum. The roof is missing for some reason. I think this might be due to not having extracted all the game files, and it's probably missing some files. Okay, so as I predicted, the issue that I had earlier was because I didn't extract every single file from the data folder. So I just went and done that, and now I just re-imported the forum. As you can see, everything comes back. So we've got the roof, we've got the ground texture, everything is there, and we don't have a bunch of empties in the outliner anymore. We can see that this is the ground floor. So if we select both of them and we pull it down, you can see that basically this is where the ground is going to be located. So, and yeah, basically you've got your first building. So the next step, I'm just going to show you a very quick way to visualize this building. So first of all, I'm gonna put the camera into an orthographic mode to make the building isometric. So you can still control the camera, but now we've got an isometric view, which gets rid of the perspective and makes it look more like the game assets. Next, we're going to create a plane because we want to be able to hide everything that's under there. So in object mode, we're going to add mesh plane. Then with R, if you click on R, you've got the scale tool. So what we want to do is basically create a plane that covers the whole frame, and then we want to bring it down just below ground. So remember, if you want to hide all the elements, here you've got a bunch of cubes everywhere. At first I was going and hiding all of them manually, but if you just click on this little button, show overlay, everything is gone. So now that I deselect everything, what I do is I just do a screenshot, and then I take this into Nano Banana, and I will show you the exact prompt that I used to transform this into a nice beautiful render. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now we've got our screenshots. We can go to Gemini. We're going to paste our picture here, and I will give you the prompt that I've used for all my generations, which is this one, and we need to tailor it a little bit. So the key is do a beautiful, nicely toned map and contrasty render of this Anno 170 city builder game Roman building. Put it on the white background with the sun coming from top left to not overexpose the image. We're just gonna get on create image, and submit, and just wait a little bit and see the magic of AI happen in front of our eyes. Here we are. I think that's pretty good actually. Yeah, that's a pretty good render. And just like that, we went from having our building like this into a beautiful 3D render. And the reason I'm using this workflow is because then I can take this forum, the render of the forum that we did, and I can decline this into many different new buildings, respecting the footprint, the scale, and most importantly, the visual style. Every single one of these buildings will fit at home in the Anno 117 game, but I can basically come up with any concept for any building I want, respecting the visual style, the scale, and the footprint. So this is the forum. All of these have the same scale, but if I need a small production building, then I can take that, make a render of this, and for example a farm, and it will give me a new farm with the same footprint. So I think this workflow is very powerful, and in the next video I will show you exactly how to do this. I will give you the prompt so you can go ahead and make your own concepts like this for any building that you want to add into the Anno game. But that will be for another video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to get notifications when I upload new tutorials. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, hope it helps, and see you next time.